Mm. Hi, your friendly neighborhood gypsy here. You got me right in the middle of taking a drink. Well, autumn will soon be upon us. It's just a couple of weeks away. And one of the things that most people like about autumn, at least it's what I like about autumn, is that it is peaceful, it is tranquil, and it is beautiful. And I can think of nothing more peaceful, tranquil, or beautiful than a country church in the fall. As a matter of fact, the name of this painting is Autumn Church. Imagine that. What a coincidence. Anyway, what we're going to do today, this is a real simple painting to render. It's also a very beautiful painting. It's one you'll be proud to keep or you'll be proud to give away as a gift, whatever you decide to do. It is just, it's absolutely gorgeous, and you're going to love doing this painting. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple, but it is so, so pretty. So, without any further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the supplies you're going to need. Now, if you registered to take this course, you got your supply list, you should have everything ready to go. If you're watching this video after the fact, after the course originally appeared, then what I'm going to tell you is pay attention to what I'm going to show you, and it will help you put everything together that you need to do this painting. This is a great Mad Hatter Tea Party art painting, and we are going to have a lot of fun doing it today. So, let me show you what you're going to need. Here's your canvas. It is pre-traced. What we did was we used a couple of pieces of carbon paper and we used an 11 by 14 splicer. 11 by 14 splicer means that it's two sheets of 8.5 by 11 paper that are in two different sections. They're taped together, and that's your stencil. We put the carbon paper down, we put the splicer on top, then using a pencil we traced the stencil. When we took it away, we had the image on the canvas. In this case, I used a Sharpie to go in and outline what I had traced. The reason why is because we're going to be painting over the top of this, and I want to be able to see my lines underneath when I do this. Now, you can choose to leave your Sharpie lines after you do the painting, or you can cover them up like we're going to do today. It's all up to you. It's your painting. You're going to do it the way you want. I'm only here to show you how to do it and to give you a few suggestions and clues. Another thing you're going to need is your brushes. Now, this is a 3/4 inch flat brush. We will be using that. This is a number 6 round brush. We'll be using that. And this here is a number 1 liner brush. We're going to be using that. I also need a paint palette. This is my trusty paint palette. If you've taken courses with me before, you've heard me talk about this palette. I've had this for a long, long time. I've done a lot of paintings with it. This is like one of my favorite tools, and that is the palette we'll be using. You, however, can use paper plates if you want, or you can go to Walmart and pay $1.99 and get a palette just like mine. But whatever you decide to do, you will need some sort of paint palette to do this with. You're also going to need a cup of rinse water. This is my favorite cup right here. It has like a falsy knot. There's a truck on it there, and there's some hay bales over on the other side. That's my favorite. That's my favorite paint cup. You're also going to need a wiping rag. I've used this one a lot. It can even probably hang up in the museum as a work of art. Some people might consider it art. I just consider it a wipe cloth. And of course, as you saw at the first, you're going to need a glass of water to quench your thirst while you're doing this. Now, your colors that you're going to need, you're going to need a crystal blue. That's this right here. That's crystal blue. You are going to need a burnt umber. You will need a jack-o'-lantern orange. There's jack-o'-lantern orange. Get my thumb out of the way there. You're going to need golden yellow. You're going to need Tuscan red. You will need aloe. You will need black forest green. You'll need natural bluff. You'll need lamp black. And you will need titanium white. Those are the colors that you are going to need to make this beautiful, beautiful painting. So, What do you say we get started on it? Now, first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a little bit of the titanium white. You notice that I use Deco Art. I like Deco Art. It goes on a little bit thicker. It's a little bit smoother. You can use whatever paint you want to use. Just make sure that you get close to the colors I showed you today. You can put just a little bit of white on there. People sometimes overdo it. You don't need a whole lot. You're going to take a little bit of the lamp black, just a little bit of it. Always make sure you shake. Shake, shake, shake. Whenever you're doing this, shake up your paints before you squirt them out there. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a watery mess. Squirt a little black out there, just a little tiny bit. Don't need much. Just about like that. Then, I'm going to take a little bit of the crystal blue. And I'm going to put just a smidgen of that on the palette. Just a little tiny bit. Alright. Without wetting it, take your 3/4 inch flat brush and grab some of that white. Notice how I pull it out here. I pull it out so it smooths out. Then what I want you to do is I want you to go up here and I want you just to come on the corner and make this curve motion on the corner just like that. Just make a curve motion. Grab just a tiny bit of your black, just a little tiny bit, not much. Come back over your white. Just like this. Don't try to smooth it out. You want those lines and streaks in there, just like what you're seeing right now. You want those lines and streaks. Grab some more of your white without rinsing your brush. And keep coming across, just like that. Make sure that you don't have any canvas showing through. You don't want that. Grab a little more white. And keep working that. Just like that. Just keep working it. Just keep going on that angle that you're seeing there. Just like what I'm doing. Just fill that up. Notice I only use the black once. I'm using the white now. I'm just coming through here. Just making sure that the whole sky is filled. Just like so. Just make sure the whole sky is filled. Keep that curve going. You keep that curve going all the way down. And notice I used all the white when I was doing that. Just that little dab of white I did was able to do this whole sky. Now, I want you to take just a little tiny bit of that crystal blue, just a little tiny bit, without cleaning out your brush. I want you to start in the corner. I want you to start working it back up. Take a little bit more. And work it back up. Don't worry about going over the tree. Going over that tree is fine. Take a little bit more. You don't want a whole lot. And work it back up. Always start at the bottom, working this up. Okay? You want to start right at the bottom. Just work it up, just like that. Just these long, even strokes. Just like that, to create your sky. Just work it up. Just like that. Keep doing it, just keep going. Just keep working it up. Remember that curve. Keep on that curve. We're working back towards what we started with. See that? Just keep working that curve. Just work it up. Just keep working it. Just like so. And we're going to come back into that black gray area that we saw right here. We're just going to work that up. Just work it in there. Just blend it back up into that. Just blend it up. Just come on up. And just blend it up. Just grab a little bit at a time, pull it out there, and work it up. Just a little bit. And work it up. A little bit. Work it up. A little bit more. Work it up. Now when you did this, when you grabbed that blue and you worked it back into that gray color right there, you picked up some of that gray color on your flat brush. So what I want you to do is I want you to come down here in that corner and just kind of brush that out. Just get that gray color out of your brush, let it go up into here. Okay, now your sky's done. See how quick and easy that was? Just nothing to it. We just boom, 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 and your sky's done. There's no more you have to do to that sky whatsoever. All right, I'm going to clean out this brush. That's the last time we're going to use this brush in this painting. Next thing I'm going to do, I take that back. I take it back. I told a fib. We are going to use that brush one more time in this painting, but not right at this moment. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that black green. Almost spoke wrong. We're going to do it. Shake it up. Take that black green. We're just going to take a little bit of it. Just need a tiny bit. About like that. We're going to pull it out here. And what you want to do is you want to just go up in here and where your background trees are at, just kind of touch that up in there. It's okay if it's wet. We want it to be a little translucent here. Try to stay on the edge of your church. In this case, don't go over the church. Try to keep off of it as much as possible. Okay, just like that. Okay, grab a little bit more. And I want you to come down in here, and I just want you to just fill this area. Just go ahead and fill it in. Try to stay off the church, try to stay off the tree on this one as much as possible. Okay? Just come in and fill that whole area. Just fill it up. Just run your brush back and forth like that. If it waves a little bit, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Just bring it back and forth. Just brush it back and forth, just like that. Isn't that nice? Just all these little, nice little rolling hills. You know, grass in the land is not flat. I don't know if anybody ever told you that. It's not flat. I know, so weird, huh? So when you do that, what ends up happening is you create a land type texture. Now, I am absolutely positively, I promise you, I am done with that flat brush. I'm completely done with it. So we're gonna put it over here to the side, get it out of the way. All right. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to come in with the aloe. Shake it up. Remember that? The aloe? I want you to shake it up. We're going to grab a little bit here on the palette without wetting your brush. I want you to start working up in here. And what I want you to do is I just want you to touch the edge of the tree on one side. See how I'm just kind of moving the brush and I'm just kind of touching that tree? Just kind of touch it. Just touch it. Just touch it, just like that. Okay, then I want you to come over here. I want you to do the same on this side. Just touch it. Just come up here and touch it. That's all you have to do, just like that. I want you to come in here and I want you to think bush. That's what I want to go through your head. I want you to think bush. Okay? So you're going to just kind of come in here and you're going to think, okay, bush. Bush. Think about trees. They're varying colors. They're not just all one color, right? all sorts of different colors, just like that. Okay, so then you end up with a whole different array of colors. Once you come back in with your black green, I want you to start down at the bottom, and I want you to just kind of touch, like so. Just kind of touch, just like that. Just touch it. Just start touching. Yes, I want you to touch that aloe that you just did as you do it, and you're just going to kind of dab it in there, just like this. Just kind of dab. Notice I'm just kind of going like this. Okay, just kind of dabbing it in. Just dab it. Give some texture back in there. Just dab that thing. Just dab it out. Just like that. Just dab it. Don't try to smooth anything out. Just dab everything in there. Just dab it. See? We're just dabbing. That's all we're doing. Come up in here. And just dab it. Just little dabs, like leaves in the distance. Just like that. So see, now you got something that looks more like, trees in the distance there. Now what we're going to do, because it is autumn, we got to remember the fact that it's autumn. We're going to come in and we're going to start changing the colors of the leaves on that tree. So we're going to grab some of this yellow right here. Without cleaning your brush, do not clean your brush. Just grab a little bit of yellow, just a tiny bit, right? Go in here and just dab every so often with that yellow. Just come in, just kind of, don't get crazy with it. I know you want to get crazy. You're going, man, this is fun dabbing around, but don't get crazy with it. You just want a little bit here and there. It's autumn and the leaves are changing, and so you just want to come in here and just play. The trees, they don't all change at once. I have seen people make the mistake when they're painting autumn scenes, and they have all the trees in the pretty colors, and the pretty colors are nice. They're very nice. However, all the trees don't change at once. You have trees that change slower than other trees. And so consequently, you'll still have some trees that are slightly green, might be just starting to change, like this one is. And see, we took and we added leaves on there. We made it starting to change without doing the whole thing in yellow. Now you have all these nice little textures going on in there. You got these variant colors, and this makes for a more realistic looking tree. This is how a tree would look. Okay, now I'm going to clean the brush because I want to get that yellow out of there. And I'm going to come in here with my aloe, and starting up here at the top in little small strokes, I'm going to do little small strokes up through here, like so. Just little small strokes. Just like that. I'm going to layer these things. Okay, I'm going to come back through and I'm going to layer them. Okay, I'm going to start right there. I'm going to grab a little bit of that black green and come back over those strokes I just did. I'm going to do more strokes, just like that. We're just going to take it, we're going to just stroke that out. Just like so. Just stroke it. Let's do some stroking. This is to give you a grass texture. And we're going to pack back in without cleaning the brush. We'll come back in with the aloe, and we're going to stroke some more down in here. Always, when you're doing this, always layer it. Start at the top and work down. Just do some stroking of this in there, just like so. Just like that. Grab some of your black green and come back in and stroke it. Stroke over that. Just these little blades of grass we're doing here. We're just stroking it in there. Little strokes. And we'll come back in with the aloe. Oh, I didn't get over here. I better get over here. There we go. Got it? Okay. And we're just going to keep layering this until it's all the way down the bottom. Just kind of stroke that in there. Give these little strokes. You don't have to get fancy. You don't need to be precise. As a matter of fact, if you are precise, you're doing the wrong thing. Nature is beautiful, but nature is chaos. Nature is not precise. I can't think of anything right off the top of my right off the top of my head that's exactly precise in nature. It all varies, all of it. So you don't want to come in here and try to make everything uniform, because that's not what it's about. That's not nature. That's a digital piece of art, and we're not doing digital art, we're doing actual, real, live art. Okay, just like so. Come in there and do that. I think I'm going to need to get a little more of my black green. Looks like I used it all up there. But see, that's a nice thing. If you don't overuse it, then you can go back and get some more. So, and you don't waste. Old saying, waste not, want not. You want to be able to do as many paintings with your paints as you possibly can. I mean, paints are expensive, and they're probably just going to keep going up in price with the state of affairs in the world right now. I see that happening, unfortunately, but it is what it is, right? So we're just going to come in here and we're just going to do that. And we're going to get our green, our darker green, our black green. Come in, stroke these. You see how we're getting that grass effect? We're creating a nice little grass effect there. Just by coming in and using two different colors, two different shades of green, putting down our lighter one first, and then putting our darker one over that. Not cleaning the brush, just creating these little streaks in here to give it this texture. You know, you could sit there and you could do a flat, you know, green, and it'd be a flat green. But by doing this, you've given your grass some texture, you've given your painting some texture. You give your painting something interesting for people to look at. You know, people will look at this and they'll go, man, that's interesting. Trust me, they will. They'll do that. Because you made it interesting. You made it something to look at. You know, when you see people standing in front of a piece of art and they're staring at it, they're not taking in the whole piece of art. I didn't know if you were aware of that or not. They're not taking in the whole piece of art. What they're taking in is certain details in the art that appeal to them. They're looking at certain things. A good example of that is when you look at a landscape done by one of the masters, like Monet or Renoir, any number of people, even Van Gogh. You're not particularly looking at the painting as a whole. There's something in that painting that has appealed to you. So that's what you're focusing on. Different people can look at the same painting, and if you go back and you ask them, well, what did you like about that painting? You're going to get 10 different answers. Because there's going to be 10 different things that those people focused on. So maybe your grass is something that someone focuses on in your painting. You never know. You don't know what they're going to focus on. But whatever they focus on, it's because you created that effect, that thing that they're looking at, that thing that they like about your painting. They may not like about someone else's painting, but by gosh, they like it about yours. So maybe your painting is going to be the grass. You don't know. So you do want to pay attention to your detail. You don't want to rush through anything. But by the same token, remember what I said. Nature is chaos. So don't be precise here. Just go in there, lay down your lighter aloe green, then come back in with your black over the top of it. By doing this, you not only give the effect of the grass, but at the same time, you're giving the effect that the grass is dying, that it's starting to turn brown, because that's what happens in the fall. Now, I think I got all those there. Here we see we're getting at the bottom now. Do you notice what's happening as we get down towards the bottom? Have you seen it? You want me to point it out to you? As we get towards the bottom of this canvas, as the grass gets closer to you, it is starting to lighten in color. Even though we're adding the black green in there, the grass is starting to lighten in color. It's because it's a close area to you. So now I'm going to add my black green in. Get it in there. Country church needs country grass, right? So we have put country grass into our painting. Touch a couple areas up here, just lightly touch them. And there you have your grass in your painting. Our next step, after I get a drink here, is to do the church. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take this white. We're going to do the church and the fence all at the same time. So I'm going to get me some white. Clean out that brush right there. And using that number 6 round, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to fill in where the fence is at. Just get that filled in. I'm going to do the same over here. I'm just going to fill in where the fence is at. Okay, once I get the fence filled in, I'm going to grab a little bit of this black right here, just a touch, onto my brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on the top edge of the fence. I'm just going to lightly touch it, just like so. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do the side rail. Then I'm going to come across the top right here, like so. And then I'm just going to pull down to create the slats in the fence. Just pull down like that. Just do it like that. That's all you have to do. Then come across here. We'll lightly brush up on the edges. Just lightly. Lightly brush up on those edges. Just like that. And we have a fence. See how simple that was? We'll do the same thing over here. We're going to come across here. We're just going to do a line right across here. Be careful of your wet paint down below. You don't want to get your arm in it. Come down. Then we're going to pull our lines down one at a time. To create our slats in the fence. Then we're going to pull up at the bottom, just like that. Okay. Now, next thing I want you to do, I want you to clean out that brush. I want you to just completely dry that brush out as much as you can. Just get it dried out. I want you to lightly brush down between each slat. Just like that. Do the same over here, just slightly brush down between each slat. Now we are not done with the fence yet. This is just actually the start. We're going to come back to the fence. We're going to let that dry a little bit. We're going to come back to the fence and do something with it. But right now, that's just our start on the fence. Now, let's do the church. Starting at the top, right up in here, okay? Just, and keep it separate when you do it. Just come in here and keep each little thing separate, just like that. Okay? Then I want you to get your brown. Get a little bit of brown, not much. And without cleaning out your brush, I want you to go in here. I want you to do the roofs. Just like so. Just like that. And clean out your brush. And get your natural buff. We should just say naked color. Get you a little bit of that. And then I want you to come in, just kind of brush that in on the sides and towards the center. And brush that on the sides and towards the center. Just like that. little bit more on this side, towards the center. Just like so. Clean your brush out. Come in here. Now once you come in, I want you to do these eaves. So you're just going to come up. You can fill that gable in on the church, just like so. Then you're going to come down this side here. You do the same thing. You're going to fill the gable in, just like that. Come up here and do the side. Then without cleaning out your brush, grab your natural buff and go back over what you just did. Just pull it up there. Just like that. Get a little more of the natural buff. Come down your side, just like that. And then do the same thing here. Just come up and cover that edge, just like that. Alright. Make sure you get the other side too. Just want to come up with your white on that side, just like that. And then get your buff. Come up over your white, just like so. Rinse your brush out. Then take your white and fill in the church face. Just fill it in. Try to stay off of your windows. Make sure you follow your edges when you're filling it in. Just like so. You're just going to come around. I went to a country church. It was in Itan, Missouri. Itan Church of the Nazarene, little tiny country church. It's now private residence. The original pastor of that church was buried alongside the church. And I asked someone here a while back who is from Itan, that I know, what they did with the body of the pastor when the people purchased the church to use as their home. And they said that they had dug up the body and they had moved it up to the Itan Cemetery, which is on a hill overlooking this little community of Itan. And kind of made me sad in a way. The wife of this minister, she used to make sure there was always flowers on that grave. She went to the church and she used to make sure there was always flowers on that grave. And it just kind of made me sad that, you know, she probably couldn't make it up the hill to put flowers on the grave anymore, because unfortunately it's too far away for her to walk and you really can't drive up there. So it did make me kind of sad a little bit. But our church, you don't have to worry about that with, because there's no grave alongside this church. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our liner brush, we're going to take some of that black, and right here at the door, we're just going to fill that door in. The door is open. It's a welcoming church. It's welcoming everybody inside, because that's the type of congregation they have. They just welcome everybody. So church that says, come in. This is not only God's house, this is your house too. So we'll just fill that door in. That door's open there. Now I got these two windows up here above. Gonna put some black in there, like so. I guess it's not two windows, it's just the way the window's shaped. It's a kind of dual window. But still, put that black in there. Without dipping your brush again, I want you to go up here in the bell tower. Just want you to just add a little detail in there. Just like that. Just a little tiny bit of detail. Okay. Now, I want you to grab just a little bit of the white onto that liner brush. Don't clean the liner brush. I want you to go in here to these windows. I want you to gray them out a little bit. Just give them a little touch of gray. Leave some of the black showing on the edges, but just kind of give them a little gray there. I want you to do the same at the door. Once you go into this door, I want you to give it a little touch of gray. Just not much, just a little. So a little bit of gray in there, just like so. Grab some black, and here on the sides of the building, I want you to do some windows. So just wherever you think a window should go, come down with a straight line, curve it up, and then curve it back down. Make a U-turn. Just make a U-turn. Let your brush pick up the white that you just laid down. See, we made a U-turn there. We're gonna make another U-turn right next to it. We're gonna make a little bit smaller window because we're going back. We're gonna remember our perspectives. This window's a little bit smaller. We're going to do a little bit smaller window right here. Just a little bit smaller window right there. Just like so. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is at the bottom of the windows, I want you to slant them slightly. Just put a slight slant on them. Just like so. That gives you your perspective of going backwards there on the side. Alright, without cleaning your brush, grab a little bit of your crystal blue and come in these windows and hit them in the center. So a little bit of crystal blue, come in the windows, hit them in the center. Do that for each window. A little bit, just hit it in the center. Again, do it on the upper window, just hit it in the center. Just like so. Okay. Clean that brush out. Grab your natural buff. Just kind of brush it in there. Notice that I have a little bit of black. I picked up some of the black, and that's fine. That's fine. That gives your church more realism. I'll go ahead and round out the top of my window there. Since I grabbed some paint there, I'm just going to go ahead and round that out. You just brush that in. Then come back in. Come back in with your white over the top of that. Just like that. Just take your white paint. And just go over the top of it. Just like so. Okay? Then you're going to do the same on the sides. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in using that liner brush again. You go in on your sides. You're going to grab that natural buff. You're going to put it in there, and if you pick up some of the black, that's fine. Just go in and brush it in. Brush the whole thing in. Just like that. Then come back in with your white. And go back over what you just did. Just go back over it. Come back over it. Paint over what you just did. So take that white liner brush, go back over that whole thing. Just like that. There you have the side of your church. It was that easy. Nothing to it. Now, next step is to do, the next step is to do the steps. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put some white in here, like so. And then I'm going to point out my liner brush, even the white paint in there, but I'm going to point it out. I'm going to grab just a little bit of black on it. Just a little bit of black. And then I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to put some lines in here. And we have our steps. It's that easy. Without cleaning my brush, come in here, and on the handrails, I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to paint those in, just like that. Kind of a gray color. I'll show you what we're going to do with those here in just a second. The church is probably the most difficult part of this entire painting. But if you can get through this church, then you got it made. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab some of that brown. that we used a minute ago. And we're going to, oops, I need to point that out. The brush needs to be pointed. We're going to come in here and we're going to carefully follow the edge of the handrails with that brown. Just going to follow the edge of that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to come all the way down, like so. Then I'm going to come all the way back up here like this. We're going to do the same thing over here. We'll follow the edge of the handrail, just like so. And we're going to come back up. We're going to carefully brush it up, just like that. Now I'm going to grab a little more brown. I want it a little bit darker here on top of the handrail. Then I'm going to put slats in. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull down. I'm just going to give the impression of those slats. Do the same thing over here. We're going to get a little brown. We're just going to pull down. Just like that. I'm going to grab a little more brown. And on the edge of these stairs, we're just going to come across right on the very edge with a little bit of that brown. Just like so. Just come across on the edge of the stairs, the very edge. Just pull across like that. And now we have our stairs. The doorway, without cleaning the brush out, we'll come down on the doorway. Follow my curve up. And then on this side of the door, I'm just going to put a little white line right there. Grab a little bit of black. And there we go. Now, these windows, I'm not really liking the windows. Are you liking the windows? I'm not. So what do you say we do something with them, okay? So I got an idea. Let's trim the church. Let's see how this looks. We can always change this if we don't like it, but I kind of think we need to see how this looks. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's trim this out. What do you think? I kind of like it. Okay, I'm going to trim the window. Notice I'm just using a little bit of the blue. Just kind of creating a little trim for the church here. We want the church to look nice, right? So we come here, come down, like so. We'll grab a little bit of the white. And just kind of come in here and kind of brush that white. See how I'm kind of brushing it back over to the church, to the face of the church. I'm just kind of giving it a little brush in there. Just kind of brushing it in. Go around the door here. Put a little blush around the door. Just like that. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead. I'll tone this down just a little bit with the white. Tone down a little bit more. Then come back in with the blue. I'll line my door here. Just like so. Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good. Yeah, I sure do. All right, I think what I want to do is I think I want to add just a little bit more white in here. I don't want this quite as blue. I do want the blue, but I don't want it quite as blue as our sky. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little more white in here. I'll let this dry for a second, so I wasn't blending back in. I'm just going to touch this. Just kind of rough. This might be peeling paint on the church, you know. It's a country church, so it's out in the weather a lot, you know, and it's a poor church. They only have so much money to work with, you know. That's just the way it is. I'm going to add some more white in here, and then what we're going to do after I put this white in is I'm going to take and wet this brush down. And I'm just going to go over the top of what I just laid down in there. Just like so. With that wet brush. And what this will do is it'll thin out the white a little bit. It'll still let some of that blue show through. But it'll give it a more weathered look. There, I like that a lot better, don't you? I still have some of that color on this brush, and we'll put it up here in the steeple area. I think what I want to do is I'm going to grab some of my blush right here on this edge on the steeple. I'm just going to come in here a little bit harder on that edge right there. Do it here too, just right on that edge. Just kind of highlight that a little bit. All right. I'm going to let that dry for just a second, and then we will come back and we'll do some more. Bear with us. Okay, so I'm back. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab that blue that we've been using, and I'm going to come here on the edge of the windows, just like I did on the door and the window over there. Just going to lightly go around the very edge of the window with that blue. We do it on all three windows, just lightly around the edge. Just like so. Slightly go around the edge of the windows. Okay, so now I've outlined those windows. Now what I want to do is I want to grab my white without cleaning out the brush. That blue's still in the brush. I'm going to brush in here just like we did on the front. Use that white. Get these edges done right here. We're going to fill all of that in using the white without cleaning the brush out. You want to catch this color. Down through here. We want this to look like a weather-worn country church. See how it looks? I grabbed all that there. Now, I'm going to let that dry for a second. Excuse me, I'm going to let that dry for a second, and then we'll come back in with the white over the top of that again to kind of give it that little bit of, weathered out look that we've been trying to accomplish here. Now, I'm going to take just a tiny bit of white. I cleaned out my brush. Take a little bit of white. I'm going to lightly come down through the center of each window. You don't have to get detailed here. Just lightly come down the center of each window. Then pull across 3 times. Pull across 3 times. Pull across 3 times. And we put panes in the window. We're going to do the same up here. We're going to come up the center, just slightly come up the center. And we're going to pull across 3 times. And we put panes in the window. Pretty easy. Nothing much to it. Now, that's had a second to dry. I'm going to take the white again and come back over the blue we just did. Just like so. You want to give it that nice weathered look. And we have that part done. It's pretty quick and easy, wasn't it? Now I'm going to take some of the natural bluff, come back here on this edge, and we're just going to come down, we're just going to make a line right here. Then while we have the natural bluff, we're going to come back to our fence. Remember I told you we'd come back to that? And we're just going to put one quick line between each one of the slats. Just do a quick line down between each one of the slats. Line, line, line. One quick line. There we go. Pretty easy. Now, we're going to come back in and we're going to take our brown, and I'm going to need to get a little more brown. So I'm going to shake it up here. Get me some brown. And we are going to do the roof. So we're just going to come in and we're just going to brush in on the roof. Like so. Put the brown in the roof. Put the lime in the coconut. Oh no, wait a minute, that's something else. Ignore me. Just brush your brown into that roof. I want you to take, don't forget about the other side of the roof. Don't forget about over here. I want you just to come down very carefully. Just follow that line straight down. Just like so. Now come up here on your top and lightly brush in from either side, but don't fill it all the way across. Do the same up here at the top. Come down. Leave that bottom open right there. Just like that. Now, next thing I want you to do is I want you to get your Tuscan red. I want you to put a little bit right there next to that brown. We are going to make shingles on the church. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the Tuscan red, you're going to take some of that brown, you're going to mix it together. You want a color right about like that. You just want kind of a reddish brown color, just like that. Mix it up. And we are going to do shingles. We're going to start at the bottom. And all you're going to do is you're going to do lines right over that brown you just did. Then come up over the top of those. Do other lines. Do it again. Just keep working it up. I want you to go in and add a little bit of that color to the edges here. And right underneath that eave, just like that. Now you have shingles on your roof. Grab a little bit of the bluff. Every so often. Come in and just make a little streak line. Just like so. Just put a little bit in there. And we have our shingles. Now, we're going to address the tree. Using your number 6 round, I want you to grab black. I want you to fill that tree in. Go and fill the tree in. Now I know what you're saying, gypsy trees aren't black. Well, they're really only black after a forest fire, unfortunately. Forest fires are a horrible thing. But don't worry, this tree will not remain black. This is just your base color that we're using for the tree. It is going to look like a real tree when we get done with it. So you can come down and just fill that whole thing in. That's all you want to do. Just fill it in. Oh, look at that. I just put my hand in some of my paint. That happens every once in a while. It's one of the hazards of being an artist. You get concentrating on something, you don't pay attention to what's on your palette, and you end up dipping your hand in to the paint on your palette. I can't tell you how many times I've done that in my life. More times than I care to even count. Alright. So once you get your tree, once you get that base black in on your tree, then, without cleaning your brush, grab your brown and start stroking that brown into that base black. If you have lines, leave them. That's your bark. Don't smooth out those lines. Leave those lines. That's the bark of your tree. Just leave those lines in there. You can see the lines that are appearing in here as I do this. That's the bark of your tree. Just leave those lines. It's a really nice effect. It'll give you a more realistic looking tree at the end of the day. Now, one of the things you might consider having, if you don't already have it, is a hair dryer. You can take a hair dryer and you can blow it over the top of the paint on your canvas and dry your paint pretty quick. Now what I like to do is, if I have any of my natural bluff left, I like to go in here and I like to add a few streaks into the bark. Just make it a little more interesting. There's a couple of streaks in there. Nothing fancy. Alright. And there's the bark of the tree. See, I told you we wasn't going to leave it all black. Now, while that is drying, we're going to let that dry for a minute. What I want you to do is I want you to take your number 1. I want you to come back over here to your aloe. And here along this fence line, I just want you to brush that aloe up a little bit into the fence line. Just like so. Just brush it up into the fence line. Then I want you to do the same along the base of the church. Just brush up a little with that aloe into the base of the church. Just a little bit. Just kind of ragtag it through there. Just come up. And just kind of brush it in there. Do the same along the other fence on the other side. brush it up in there. Then grab your black green. Go back over the yellow that you just brushed in there. Just kind of brush it up. Brush it up. Okay. Then while your brush is still wet, just kind of come along in here and just brush a little bit. While you still have color in your brush, just brush in there. Just brush in. Just kind of blend it. That's what you're doing. You're kind of blending it back in. Kind of blend it back in. Now, on your tree, if it's still drying, which this one is, step away from it for a second. Let it dry. Go have yourself a sandwich, cup of coffee or something, but let that tree dry. And then we will come back to it here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and pause, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, I'm back. My brown is still drying a little bit, but that's okay because now we're going to put the leaves on the ground. Now I'm using my #1 liner brush to do this to start with. We're going to move up to the number 6 round here in a minute, but what I'm going to do is I already put some orange out on my palette. I'm going to grab some orange on this brush. We grab just a little touch of yellow, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to touch the ground. We're just going to touch the ground. We're going to put some leaves out there. Oh, need a little more yellow. I'm just going to throw some leaves on the ground out here. Just want to just kind of, you know, they're leaves. They've fallen from the tree. You're just going to, little orange, little of the yellow, and you're just going to pepper the ground with them. Get bigger as you come forward. Just leaves everywhere. Now, when you get to about this point here, yeah, wait a minute. I'm going to add I'll go ahead and add a couple more over here. Just you know, they've blown over this way a little bit. Okay, when you get to this point about here, go ahead and go back to your number 6. You hear my dogs out there barking right now. Go ahead and grab some orange, grab a little yellow, and then start working it with your number 6. As the leaves get closer to you, they're going to get bigger, of course. Just dab it out. Leaves are falling from the tree. Which is what leaves do in the fall. They always fall from the tree. I don't know if you notice that or not. You just give the impression of the leaves. That's all you have to do. Just give the impression of leaves on the ground. Just kind of random. No particular pattern. Just random leaves. Alright, now you have leaves on the ground. Let's go for the tree. Actually, I'm going to put a couple more leaves down here on the ground. I think I want some leaves down here at my base. Alright, now let's do the trees. Trees do clumps, okay? They always do clumps. And the clumps that are at the bottom are always closer to you than the ones at the top. So you want to start at the bottom, okay? So start adding your leaves in. And just clump it out. A little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow. We're going to do individual clumps here. And as we move up the tree, we're going to get thicker and thicker with our clumps. Just moving up the tree. We're just going to clump it out. Notice I'm picking up a little bit of the wet brown into the leaves. That's just fine. It gives a more realistic effect. I'm just going to clump all this out. And we got these leaves going. In our nice little autumn church scene here. Clump through here. Like I said, this is a real simple painting. Your hardest part on this whole painting, honestly, is doing the church. That is the hardest part of this entire painting. Everything else is pretty easy. But the church is a little more difficult. So you don't have to get real detailed here to give your impression of leaves on the tree. Nice fall foliage there. I think I'm going to come a little bit more this way. There we go. And as you see, we end up with a really nice looking fall tree there. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add a couple of little foliage accents down here on my tree. Just make it look more like a real tree. I'm going to add some more leaves down here on the ground. Fill up some more leaves down in here. Just like so. Let's put a couple of falling leaves in here. What do you say? So we'll put one there. Put one over here. We'll put a couple over here. Falling from the tree. Let's put one there. Just put some leaves falling. There we go. Got some leaves falling from the tree. And you know what? This painting, at least for me, is done. Oh, no it isn't. I forgot something. Shame on me. Hold on a second. I forgot one crucial item. I forgot to paint my cross in. Now it's done. All right. I need to put my signature on here, which I always do with all the paintings I do. So we're going to put the signature on. I think we're going to go ahead and just use the I think we'll just use the blue here. Or no, we're going to use the black. We'll use the black to do this. So we're going to come in. And I'm just going to, right here in the corner. Now, if you painted with me before, you know how important I think the signature is because it's all part of the painting. Make your signature unique to you. Be artistic about it. However you sign it, you know you're going to sign it. But make sure that it is unique to you, that it is uniquely your signature. Reason why I say that is look at the signatures on all the artists in all the world. No two are alike. Each one is unique to them. If I showed you two signatures that said Renoir, for instance, would you be able to tell the difference between them? One of them's a phony. Well, if you've seen any of Renoir's work, yes you would, because his signature is unique to his work, just like my signature is unique to my work. Now, just to tone that black down a little bit, because I came out a little bit bolder actually than I wanted it to, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of this aloe. I'm just going to go over the top of it with the aloe, because I didn't want it quite that bold. I mean, like my signature to be seen, but I don't want it to draw away from the painting. So we'll just put that in there like so. I'm going to call that a done painting. Well, there you have it. Autumn Church. I hope you enjoyed doing this painting. I enjoyed doing it. It's just a really nice, here I'm trying to get up there. There we go, where you can see it. It's just a really nice, pretty, tranquil little painting. You know, real simple, nothing complicated. It's just Autumn Church. And I hope you enjoyed doing it with me. I enjoyed doing it with you. And our next video is going to be a fall forest. We're going to do a fall forest, go right along with the Autumn Church, right? So we will do that next time, and that will be next Saturday, so be sure to tune in for that. But again, I appreciate to see your comments down at the bottom and see what you have to say. Send us pictures of what you've done. Send us pictures of yourself holding up your piece of artwork. We'd really like to see it. We'll probably even post it on Mad Hatter Tea Party Art Facebook page. But we have to see it, you know, if I'm going to put it up there. But anyway, don't forget to join the VIP mailing list, okay? The VIP mailing list gives you all sorts of perks. You get discounted rates on the Mad Hattie Tea Party Art online paint parties. You get free videos, free instruction videos. There's just all sorts of perks being a VIP. You find out about what's going on before everybody else does. So make sure you join the VIP mailing list. It's in this video. You'll see a link to it. So make sure you join that. And until next time, this is your friendly neighborhood gypsy telling you that we are all mad here about art. God bless you all. See you later, Gators. Hasta la vista, baby. Bye-bye now.